Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215, and today is day 6 of the 7 Days of Kensington limited series. This is what Kensington looks like on a Friday. It's currently 6:58 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. It's 85 degrees outside. It was raining most of the day. It's supposed to rain again. It stopped for like 2 or 3 hours. I was out in the midst of it trying to change some front brakes on the E450 and that was a whole mess, but I got the job done, so yeah, that's what's up. Right now we're crossing boundaries. Lehigh Avenue is the boundary from West Kensington and East Kensington to North Kensington. Those are 3 separate neighborhoods that I just named. They're all connected by the Lehigh Avenue artery. It's the main artery that connects several other neighborhoods, but right now we're on Kensington Ave. We got Rocky's Block on my right hand side. We're gonna turn off. We're not gonna follow Kensington straight up. I'm just utilizing this as the entrance for today's video. But we're gonna make this left-hand turn right here on Bold and that. You guys know that if you watch the other 6 or so days of Kensington, you guys know that we have entered via northbound, we came in eastbound, we came in westbound, and now we're coming in from the south entrance. So I thought I'd point that out. I just wanted to come in, you know, from different entrances, and we're about almost the same time of the day that we've been doing them all. I've been doing them in the evening hours, anywhere from like the 5 to the latest will probably be right now the 7 o'clock hour when I started. Let's make this right on Auburn, because I haven't took you guys through Auburn and all the other days that we've been doing this touring. So why not? It's Friday, so I expected there to be a little bit more ambience. But with that being said, it was just raining, so the ambience might vary. But it's nice weather out, so I don't see no reason why people shouldn't be outside hanging out. We got an abandoned house on my left-hand side. As you can see, we got a good amount of people out here. Got some kids, we got some older ladies, we got a vehicle. Looks like they are dropping someone off. She's matching with all the khaki. She got the khaki slides. She got the khaki, what's that, like a spring dress type of pantsuit. She had the khaki socks and like a black pullover. This chick on my right, she got the star dress going on. All right, so we're in a residential neighborhood. This is, I believe we are currently on, what's this? This is D Street? Let me double check. Let me wait till we get to the corner. We're on Cambria and D Street. Bingo. We just exited the 2500 block of D Street. We're going to enter the 2900 block of D Street. We got a cop camera right here on D and Cambria up on the top of the pole. I am going to continue traveling northbound on D Street. We're passing De Julia grocery on my left hand side. We have a fire station on my left hand side over there. We got 2-story homes on my left, 2-story homes on my right, a little garage on my left, 3-story home on my left, crash car on my right. Town Watch Neighborhood Alliance. We got an RV on my right hand side, a 5th wheel trailer called the Prowler, because they be prowling through the Kensington Hood. We're at 6 in Indiana. Yo, could you imagine if we're next to Tejada Deli Market? Could you imagine if like tourists from all walks of life brought their RVs here and just wanted to visit the Kensington Hood and just like, it was an experience? They're like, nah, Tune, we can't imagine it, bro. Let's make this left on Hurley Street. Remember, I'm trying to do my best to take you through the blocks that we've been not paying too much attention to. We're on the 2900 block of Hurley, and this block doesn't get much attention, yet alone on my channel, but anybody else's channel. What we're doing right now, if this is your first time watching this series, is I'm trying to do my best to show you Kensington without having to show you Kensington, without having to show what's being glorified under the same 10 blocks under Kensington Avenue, aka the L train terminal. We got engine 25 on my left hand side, fire station. Yeah, the opioid crisis is most rampant from Lehigh and Kensington to about Tioga and Kensington. That's a good 10 or so blocks. I'm giving an estimation. But what most people don't know when they see those videos of the quote unquote, I end quote, zombies, right? That's not the whole entire Kensington. That's just a little teeny strip of the whole neighborhood. So what we're doing is we're driving through the other surrounding blocks, which surround the train terminal, and we're on Indiana Avenue. And we are also going through the outskirts. So we went through the outskirts of like Hartranft. We went through the outskirts. We were near Port Richmond the other day, just barely dabbling. We went through the outskirts, Fair Hill. You know what I mean? Because those are the surrounding neighborhoods near Kensington. So we're passing the 400 block of Elkhart. Look at that tiny car we have on my right hand side. It looks like an MG. We're at Clearfield and Boulder, 400 block of Clearfield Street on my left, 500 block of Clearfield on my right. We just left the 3000 block of Boulder. We got a nice Monte Carlo on my left hand side. It looks like 86, 87. That might be the 80. Oh, it's an LS too, luxury sport. So there might be, I don't know. The 86 and 87 have similar tail lens covers. I know from experience because we just ordered a brand new crispy OEM taillight set for 87 Monte Carlo, and on the information on the light and on the listing it said 86. The actual lens fits. The only thing that changes is the housing, so the taillight looks exactly the same. All right, we are on Allegheny Avenue, about 4 or 5 blocks to my right. We have the opioid crisis epicenter. Let's make this right-hand turn on Allegheny, except we're gonna make this left on Hurley, 3200 block of Hurley Street. We got Ming Moon House on my left-hand side. I think we have a little bit of a backup right here. I don't know what's holding up traffic. We got a CRV that's trying to reverse. Let me lean in a little bit so I can see. This car's double parked. I don't know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, nah, there's cars double parked. It's alright. We're not gonna sit there and go through that torture. At least not today. We're on D in Allegheny. We got Elkin Elementary School on my right hand side. On my left hand side we have Knockout Sports Bar. The bar is currently for sale by owner. On my right hand side we got Iglesia Apostolic. It's an apostolic church. Throughout all the hoods in Philadelphia, you'll see several to a dozen plus churches in each hood. Philadelphia has a lot of churches, a whole lot of churches. And they got a whole variety of faiths. Christian, Catholic, Buddhist, Pentecostal, Baptist, and so on. Let's make this right on Hilton. I don't show you guys enough Hilton. I think it's only fair. Homies on the corner went their separate ways, and it was like 4 or 5 people just shaking everybody's hand. It's like, yeah, peace out, dog. Peace out. Peace out, dog. What's up, dog? The little kid was flagging. I don't know what he was flagging exactly, but all right. Let's make this right here. Let's be careful though. We just exited the 500 block of East Hilton. I'm gonna be careful though. Make sure the oncoming traffic is coming. We have Pizza House on my left-hand side, which is obviously a pizzeria. We just exited Roarer Street. We got broken glass on my left-hand side. Look like they broke into somebody's car. All right, we're on Roarer and Allegheny Avenue. All right, I gotta be careful. I got cars on my right. I'm gonna enter. We got New Taste Chinese and American food on my left. There was a Rest in Peace memorial on my left-hand side next to the Chinese store, but they cleaned it up, unfortunately. We have 2-story homes on my left-hand side. Second floor has vinyl siding. First floor, some have bricks, some have interesting tiling, like some type of ceramic tiles. We have gates, not sealed, but they do have like gates surrounding their porch versus having another material like wood. This one has wood. We got Lewis Elkin Little Schoolhouse on my right. They got the main school and they got the little schoolhouse. I think the little schoolhouse might be for like preschoolers or something of that nature. I'm not sure though. I've never went to little schoolhouse. I've had siblings that went to little schoolhouse. I've just never went to little schoolhouse. All right, let's make this left-hand turn on Clearfield. No dumping on my right-hand side, but there's plenty of dumping. $300 fine. All right, we're gonna make this left-hand turn on Hartville. Let's see what Hartville looks like if it isn't closed off. All right, we got flags up top. Check it out, colorful flags. We got a yellow Smart on my left-hand side. I think they're trying to communicate with us. None of these houses have porches. They have single windows on the first floor. Single windows. The slot is for one window. Now some two-story houses in the hood, especially in Kensington, they have double windows on the first floor. This just has a single slot, and some of them are cut into double, but they're not two separate slots. Like on the second floor, you see how the second floor has two separate slots? Some two-story houses in the hood have two slots on the first floor too, but they only got one slot here. Gentleman on my right still has PJs on. We got a young girl on my right-hand side. She got her little Razor scooter. Her mom's at the doorway. There's a abandoned house on my right that we just passed. Got a couple motorcycles on my left-hand side. This car that was just double parked a few minutes ago, just double parked again. He's getting out of the vehicle, I guess, so now his lady can take the vehicular device. She's driving a Nissan Armada. He just opened up the back door. You would think that during that conversation that he just had a few minutes ago, that this would have all been taken, you know, place all at one shot, not in two separate transactions. The first transaction was a simple conversation amongst a neighbor. The second transaction was his female taking the vehicle. So I guess they just traded up. So he just brought the vehicle back, he went in, and she took off with it. We got a gentleman on my right, he was on his phone. He was wearing a Levi's red tank top. We're back at Allegheny Avenue. We got this female about to walk by. She's lighting a cigarette on my left. We got a gentleman on my right. They're about to walk by. Crisscross applesauce. Yo, you seen them just cross up? Oh, the dude just turned around and checked her out. I saw that. He thought I was going to see that. He turned around and I got him on camera. All right, on my left-hand side, we got Citywide. Citywide Inc. It looks like a medical building. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn rather than going straight. They're double parked over there. I'm trying to do my best not to get stuck behind too many double parked cars. Let's make this left on E Street. We're on E in Allegheny. On my left-hand side, we have New Testament Church. In front of us, we have Party Time Deli, caterers, home of the Belly Busters Hoagie. That spot used to be open back in 2003, 4, 5, 6 when I was in high school. It hasn't been open in quite some time. I don't know what happened to it. Then again, I don't eat there often, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't eat there at all. I've never eaten there, but, you know, figuratively speaking. We're next to the 60 bus stop. We got New York tags on my right. Got a garage on my right-hand side. We're passing the 600 block of East Hilton Street. We got a Camaro on my left with some rear louvers. Gentleman on my right jacking up his vehicular device, and he has an air machine. I actually just picked one of those bad boys up today. Even though this vehicle is equipped with one, these Smarts come with one from the factory. They come with their own air machine, which is cool. But I picked up a separate one for the RV. We got police cameras on my right-hand side. We got a young kid in front of us on a Bird scooter, a Bird e-scooter. Crew, crew. All right, yeah, homeboy just like came out of nowhere. I stopped. I made a complete stop. I didn't see him. I looked. He just like a bat out of hell walked right in front of the vehicle. I made a complete stop though. We're passing Cornwall. These pedestrians are like computer generated objects from a video game. They just pop up out of nowhere. We're passing Thayer. Look, you see how they just pop up out of nowhere? They just walk right into the street. All right, I'm gonna cross over here. We're gonna cross Ontario Street. Ontario is super duper bumpy. Bumpiness hasn't treated me well lately. We got Keyo Grocery on my left hand side. We got 2-story homes, open porches, some closed porches. We got several handicap parking spots on my right and on my left. In order to get a handicap parking spot in Philadelphia, to my knowledge, you have to A, be handicapped. Approved, look at another one on my left. Approved by the doctor, so you gotta have the doctor's note. But then you have to get a form filled out. We got Robinson Food Market on my left hand side. You gotta get a form filled out. My buddy's pop used to own that the Robinson Food Market. His name was Gabby. And he got indicted for like having like a massive amount of like Percocets, Xannies, all types of pills, but he ended up doing a long stretch and he was locked up with Cassidy. I told y'all that story briefly before. We're passing Keene. Yeah, so if you want to get that that parking slot in front of your house regulated for handicaps, you have to get a form filled out, and you also got to, I believe, get your neighbor's acknowledgement. They got to sign this form too. Yeah, we just passed another church. Yeah, they got to sign a form, and you know, so your neighbor on your left and your neighbor on your right have to acknowledge that you're gonna. Because I think the slot is bigger than the front of your house. You understand? The front of these houses are like, I think like, depends on the area, 12 feet wide. Some of them are 14 feet wide. I've seen some 16 feet wide. It varies from neighborhood to neighborhood, but most likely these are 12 feet wide. And the parking slot is not 12 feet wide. The parking slot is larger than 12 feet. The handicap, I think it's probably like, I don't know, maybe 16, 18 feet. I don't know, give or take. But yeah, so that's the little process there. That's not in full detail, but that's a basic synopsis. Let's make this right on Thayer. I haven't brought you guys to the Thayer just yet. At least not in this tour. In the past, I have. We have over 500 tours covering all different neighborhoods in Philadelphia, PA. Not just the Hood. I don't only cover the Hood. I have beautiful neighborhoods. I have quiet neighborhoods. I have, you know, $100,000, $500,000 neighborhoods, $800,000 neighborhoods, $1 million plus neighborhoods, you know? So I have a variety of neighborhoods in Philadelphia. So if you want to check out more than just the Hood, if this is too gloomy and too mellow for you, browse my channel. We got a Del Sol on my right-hand side. That was supposed to be the predecessor to the CRX. That was supposed to be that CRX. Del Sol means the sun, made by Honda, but they discontinued them in 1993, I believe. Was it 93? Yeah, because they came out with it in 92, 93. I think 94 was actually the last one, but I could be a little bit rusty. We got a scooter on my left-hand side with a system. That thing loud. I got some PRVs, which are vocal speakers, mid-range voice speakers, and they're pretty loud. And since it's on a scooter, it projects. In order not to go around the block, I think I'm gonna have to eat my words. I think we got an EG on my left-hand side, Civic EG. I don't want to go straight again. That's gonna be kind of redundant. So I think I'm going to go through this bumpy block for the viewers of the World Wide Web. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn on Ontario. That female just jumped back in her vehicle. She appears to be, yep, they were just copping. They were copping something. Definitely was. On my left-hand side, there's, oh, can I take you guys through this block? Finally, I've been trying to take y'all through this block for the last couple of days, but every time I try to come through, oh, it's beat up though. Ouch, beat up, ouch, ouch. We got closed porches, we got open porches. We got a little Smart on my right-hand side, and they got the middle finger. Look at them above their Smart sign. They got Mickey Mouse's hand, a middle finger, and they got a flat. Maybe this block gave them a flat. Do they not know that they have the opportunity to apply the slime that's given to them via Smart with the handy-dandy air pump I was just talking about? It comes with an air pump, and it comes with a tube of slime. And even if you don't want to use that slime, you could just use a plug. I wonder what type of flat do they got. Is it something drastic? Because I carry plugs. Listen, nowadays, I got a pack of plugs. So if I get a flat, I'm going to plug it up. I recommend any driver out there to have plugs in your vehicle You know, you can get a 5-pack of plugs with the same exact thing the Flat Fix is gonna use to plug up your tires. You can buy a pack of that. Have a little air machine, so if you get nails or if you get a flat, boom, you can plug your own whip up. We got a vehicle, an Equinox LT in front of us. It's a Chevy, double parked. It looks like he purchased it from Danny'sAuto.com. He's a Lyft driver. Since Lyft and Uber became a relevant occupation of modern times, there's been a lot of people financing new vehicles through Lyft and Uber. They ask you what's your occupation going to be. They say a Lyft driver or an Uber driver. The downside to that is you're spending anywhere from $25,000 to $35,000 to finance a vehicle which had probably no miles or low miles when you got it, right? Then you go and you use it to drive around strangers, obviously to make some type of income. But you drive around, you put mad miles on it, you destroy the suspension with blocks like this. As you guys can see, this block and the surrounding blocks are super duper bumpy. And by the time you pay off the vehicle, your vehicle has super duper high mileage. My guy, does she not know how to lock the door? I think he picked up his girl and she's having trouble locking the door. She got a smirk on her face. Now she's giggling. She's like, I can't lock the door. Yo, she got the Luciferian star on her earrings. She kind of tall too. She like a whole 6 feet. That's probably his girl. But yeah, so you know, they buy these brand new cars through Lyft and through Uber, and by the time they finish paying off the car is worthless, or it's not worth what they finish paying off. You know, because the rule of thumb is, whenever you drive a car off the dealership, it could be 0 miles, brand new, off the dealership, it automatically depreciates $5,000 to several $1,000s. You could drive off the dealership after you sign the paperwork and make a U-turn and come back in. It automatically depreciated. Then every year after that, it depreciates $5,000 more, give or take. And it all depends on the condition that it's in. And if you had like a special trim, you know, if you had like a rare model, a luxury package, and so on. But they lose value. That's probably one of the worst investments you can make. Sadly enough to say, is a vehicle. I understand vehicles take you around. I don't know what's up with this box truck next to me, but he was just weaning along. All right, we're passing Tampa. Now we're passing Keene. We got Tioga Food Market on my right hand side. That's because we're on Tioga. We just passed Tioga and Keene. Yeah, you better off just buying a used vehicle, cashing out on a low mileage new vehicle. Yeah, you gotta probably, you know, spend several grand to cash it out versus spending 30 grand to finance it. But at the end of the day, you own it, you have a title. We're passing F Street. You own it, you have a title, and it, geez, the dude just came out of nowhere. We're passing Weymouth, and you know, you don't gotta worry about it depreciating massively, because anything that is gonna depreciate, it's already depreciated. We're passing Reach. He just ate that red light too. We got a first generation Honda CR-V in front of us with the sought after SI Blue. That's actually a little lighter than an SI Blue, but yeah. It looks like it might be all-wheel drive. I can't tell. I'm trying to look to see if I see the differential under it. Yep, he got rear axles on it, so that's all-wheel drive. Passing G and Tioga. G and Tioga. The block on my left is a no outlet, but I would love to take it. Anyway, let me not take you out there, because technically this is Harrogate, but Harrogate is connected to Kensington. On my left hand side, you got Harrogate Plaza. You see, Harrogate Plaza, but Harrogate is connected to Kensington. This is the block that connects Harrogate to Kensington, which is Tioga. And then on my left hand side, you got Juniata. If you cross over, you get to like Erie Avenue, you'll be in Juniata. Alright, we're traveling eastbound on Tioga. We got a Supermoto dude on my left hand side. We're passing Malta Street, the 3500 block of Malta, like the Spanish drink. You ever tried that Spanish drink? If you haven't, try it. It's a Goya product. I'm not a big fan of it. I haven't drunk it in many years, but I know when I used to drink it, it had like a weird, interesting, like acidy, soda-y taste. Passing, what's this? Tioga and High Street. We're gonna make this right on Palmetto. We're turning on the 3400 block of Palmetto, and it seems like every other block we go on has some sort of double parking going on. We got a bunch of kids on my right hand side playing basketball in front of the house with the porch. Whoa, the ball just flew right into the street and the kid follows it. Kid, don't bounce the ball. Say, good looking, old head. Say, thank you, sir. No, he's gonna sit there and juggle balls. So it can push him back into traffic. If I would have pressed gas, then I would have been the wrong one. So you gotta be alert when you're in the hood. When you're in the hood, you gotta be super duper alert. We got a guy walking by with a pizza and what looks to be a juice. I thought it was a beer, but it looks like it's a juice. So is the dude across the street. They both eating and drinking the same thing. So they must be homies. The question is, why are they across the street from each other? One was on one side street, one was the other side street. They both had the same exact meal in their hand. Like, we just left Estall Street. E-S-T-A-U-G-H. It could be Estall, but I think that G is silent. So Estall Street. I can make a right, I can make a left, I can make a right. I think I'm trying to take you guys through where I don't take you often. Alright, let's make this left hand side on I Street. We got Russell on my right. Let's pass Russell. We got a loft on my left hand side. We're at I in Ontario. We got EV electrical service on my right hand side. We're passing Potter Street. We got a kid on my left hand side. It looks like he's on an SE bike. He was just wheeling. Willie, kid, Willie. He was about to wheelie it. Alright, we're approaching Kensington Avenue. This is Kensington Avenue, ladies and gentlemen. Kensington and Westmoreland. You go up 1 or 2 blocks, you got a bunch of people out of it. This is Movie Man. This is my brother's homie. Movie Man. That's his name. Yeah, he basically sells Bluetooth speakers and things of that nature. He's an entrepreneur of all sorts. That's what you could say. Buys, sells, flips objects, including those Bluetooth speaker systems. People buy them too, surprisingly. Alright, so we're going to go through this little block, super duper bumpy. Not the most ideal situation, but the reason why these blocks are like this is because they're scraping a lot of blocks in Philly to redo the asphalt. So in a way, that's good. Look at below this street right here, there's red brick. You see, I don't know if you guys can see that. You might have to bring it back a little bit and pause it. But below this scraped street, this level of scrapeness. Yo, look at this overgrown weeds on my left. Look at all these overgrown weeds. But below this street was once red bricks. But a pregnant female came outside on my left hand side. Yeah, more red bricks over here. Got a bunch of shoes on the line. You see up there? You see all those sneakers? A bunch of sneaks. This dude with the bicycle just came out of nowhere. I'm gonna make this right hand turn. We got Esperanza Health Care Center on my left hand side. Oh, we got some people out here next to the health center, like the dude on the wheelchair. He's out of it, bro. He's like out of it. They're all out of it, bro. They're all like, bro, you know, wheelchair, bro. Like they shooting up next to the healthcare center, and there's cameras all around that healthcare center. They got a pool on my right hand side outside. You see, there's a pool right on the sidewalk. So if you wanted to walk up the sidewalk, you won't be able to. You have to walk on the street. Let's make this left hand turn on Westmoreland. We just exited H Street. My bad, y'all. We was on H Street. We're about to pass Westmoreland and Shelbourne. We got cops on my left hand side station over here on Shelbourne. I guess trying to demotivate people from purchasing. But as you can see, They still get it, and then they go use it around the corner from a cop. Like, this is the only day and age, which is surprising to me, that you can shoot up right next to a police officer. And the police officers nowadays, at least in this neighborhood, don't bother you. We're passing G Street. We're on G in Westmoreland. Yeah, that's super duper strange, if you ask me. Because I know if you get caught with an open container, wouldn't they bother you? If you get caught probably smoking a Dutch, I mean, I guess it depends. Because surprisingly, I've seen people smoke Dutches not next to a cop, but like out in the open, the cops drive by and they don't pay no mind to it. But, you know, you can do all those things and get in trouble. You could probably spray paint on a wall and the cop's gonna stop you for vandalism. You could shoot up a needle of dope, heroin, trank, or whatever you want to call it, meth, whatever you want, you know, pick your poison. Let's make this left on F Street, F in Westmoreland. There's cop cameras right up there on that pole. But they'll let that go. And you would think it should be the other way around. But I've explained this in the past. Oh, we gotta go through that, but I'm not popping. But I've explained this in the past that we're passing Madison. We got a female right here brushing her hair. Normally when girls brush their hair, it's with Delaware tags. She probably just got out the shower and she got wet, curly hair. Your boy too know about that because my hair be curly. Like I be Rico Suave. He's got the urge and herbal. But yeah, so what it is the police, they don't waste their time on the users. Back in the day, that was like, I guess, easy, you know, easy rep, easy points, easy, you know, arrest report. But nowadays, that's just a waste of time. Because you'll lock the person up 20, 30 times, they'll still come out and do the same exact thing. I think they're trying to invest their police efforts into, you know, catching people who are more worth the actual arrest. That's what I would think. Like, if you don't stop the source, you know, you could have a flood and you could keep on trying to patch up the flood and patch up the flood and put patches and put patches and put patches. But if you don't turn off the water, then it's not gonna matter. We're on G Street, y'all. If you don't turn off the water, you're still gonna have this massive force coming through. And as you can see in front of us, we got the force. Not, you know, the Star Wars, Luke, I am your father, may the force be with you. But we have, you know, the force. If you get what I'm saying metaphorically. We got a beer deli on my left-hand side. And I noticed, and I've spoken about this before, in most neighborhoods that have beer delis on every corner, they're living in what some people would call the ghetto. Impoverished. They place beer, lottery, they place the things most harmful to the human soul in the poor neighborhoods, in the low-income neighborhoods. Is that by accident or is it by design? You tell me. We got a abandoned house on my right-hand side. We got another boarded up house on my left where that little girl's sitting in front of. Surprisingly, the first floor is boarded, but the second floor has a camera and an air conditioner up top. Is that little girl, little boy? I think it's a little boy. So maybe it might not be abandoned. They probably just boarded up the first floor. I don't know if they boarded up for protection purposes or somebody broke their window. See right here on my left, the little boy sitting up front. It's a nice brick pointed house too. It's brick pointed. It's like freshly brick pointed. It looks like it was done recently, but we got cops on my right hand side. Ooh, bike patrol. They out there deep. Okay, I should have just went through there so y'all could see that. Yeah, we'll try to work our way around there. Cause I think when we came on Sunday, when we came on Monday and Tuesday, if you look at what's Kensington like on a Sunday, Monday or Tuesday, you look at that block, at the beginning of the block, it was popping. It was packed. Like popping like bacon in the pan, right? You look today on a Friday, you go through that same tip of the block, we're making this left on Madison. It's not popping like bacon in the pan. There's police there. Policing it on a Friday evening. There's this chick on my right. I mean, it must suck for like the locals that like gotta see all these random people. Cause I remember my block when I was growing up, they sold dope, crack, and weed. But the crack, and even coke. But the crack brought the strange crowd. The crack brought the crowd that would buy the crack rock on the corner and walk to the middle of the block, stuff the Brillo pad inside their glass pipe, and smoke it by the time they got to the corner. That's the type of crowd they brought. So when I was growing up, I saw a lot of different people smoking crack. Not because I wanted to, but because I was a little 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid, and they couldn't wait to get off the block to smoke their crack. I've even seen people snort before they got off the block. I didn't have many shooters, meaning people who utilize needles growing up. So these kids nowadays are seeing shooters. That's the nickname that I'm gonna give them. Not people who are shooting guns, but people who are shooting needles. Let's make this right hand turn on G, and then we're gonna make a left. So they're seeing shooters nowadays and pill poppers. Let's make this left on Willard. But turning left on Willard, we got a police officer seen their station right here. But I saw pretty much people utilizing crack cocaine. On my right hand side, my mom used to live in one of these houses too, right behind Westmoreland. She lived on that side, on the opposing side, and she lived on this side. The crazy thing was that there was an abandoned house on this block too. I told this story once before, so if you were OG at the channel, then you heard it before, but I'm gonna try to sum it up real quick. When she lived on the opposing side on Westmoreland, on the front side, 700 block of Westmoreland, I went through the back of the house, jumped the yard. Me, my Uncle Mo, who passed away, he got shot around the corner, and my little brother, June, who's Hoodstun 92 on YouTube, we us three, me being one of them, went through the yard. We hopped over the fence. We went into the abandoned house. We went into the basement of the abandoned house. We saw like a cage. It looked like a torture chamber. We saw a chest. The chest had like I don't know if it was like a dog leg, a deer leg in it. It had bones in it. Then we went upstairs and we witnessed like a pigeon hanging by some thread, hanging from the ceiling, like pigeons. I think it was like 2 pigeons hanging, and it was like writings on the wall. It looked like some type of satanic occult like thing. Look at them right there listening to music, they jamming. He pumping, he fist pumping. He was feeling it, boy. It's Friday. Yeah, Friday people stay up late in Philly, especially in the hood. They drink, they smoke, they do whatever their drug of choice is, and they relax. There's many people who don't do drugs. I'm not saying everyone in Philly does drugs, but for the ones who do, they will be utilizing. Every day was Friday to me, so it didn't matter. But for the last several years, every day been Friday to me. Alright, we are on F and Allegheny. F and Allegheny. I can make a left, I can make a right. What should I do? What shall I do? Alright. I'm gonna make a left. I'm gonna cross over Kensington. I'm not gonna go into Kensington. Remember, keyword, showing you Kensington without having to show you under the L. But I am gonna cross it to the eastern corridor. Right now we're on the western corridor. And then we're gonna see what Jasper and all that looks like right now. We got the needle boxes right there in front of us. We got a guy right here cleaning up his window. He's shining up his window. We got a dump truck right here. Let's make this right on Weymouth. Let's make this right, see what Weymouth look like. Got a nice red Mercedes, 4MATIC all on my left. Look at this dude just like out of it. So from what I've been told, what has these people in the zombie-like state, from what a user told me, somebody who utilizes the substance. Now, I've heard this twice already from 2 different users, right? They said it's not the dope. They said it's trank. Now, I don't know if that's a new drug. I know the one dude who told me that it was trank, he said it's horse tranquilizer. Now, why in the world would you want to shoot up horse tranquilizer? Who came up with that fad, with that trend? I don't know. You know? Or is it that they're cutting trank into the fentanyl or into the dope? You know what I mean? I don't know. But I know the word trank keeps getting thrown around, and that's what's making the people stand in like a folded position and like be on the floor. Like that's it basically. All right, we're gonna make this left-hand turn on Clearfield. Gotta be careful for opposing traffic. Look, they got mattresses across the street, a bunch of trash. They had a toilet in front of the house, they had a sink in front of the house. We got Custer Street on my left. We got Potter on my right. My mom used to live right there on Custer. I'm not gonna go through Custer though. I'm just gonna keep on going straight, and then we're gonna make a left. We're gonna go up G Street. Wow, we got a car that was crashed up on my left. It looks like they're about to tow somebody's vehicle. Yeah, so they were telling me that that's what it is. Trank. That's crazy. I guess the big dealers see an opportunity to, you know, make money with probably not having to have a large initial investment. Oh, they took somebody's scooter, y'all. Look at. Did they impound it? Is that PPA? Or is that, no, that might just be a regular person. Meaning he probably got stuck. He probably got stuck and he called for a tow. Woo! Anyway, we just made this little left. That light was crooked as ever. So when it was green, I was believing it was my green. It might not have been my green. But it's cool. We made it safely. I'll turn right here through Potter the last couple of days. I'm gonna go straight, and then I'm gonna turn around through Allegheny, and then we'll make a right just so that I can show you guys that block where all the cops was at on bikes. See if they're still there 10 minutes later. There's the bike patrol. We got cop station on my left. The station right here, but there's so much deals and transactions being done. Feet, yards, blocks away from the police. It's almost a joke to have the police there with their lights on. Seriously, it's almost a joke. Because they're not taken seriously. Like right on Potter. Look on my right, you got everybody that's laying down. And there's a transit police right there. The transit police ain't policing nothing. They not, I mean, they standing there with their badge and all that. Should I make this left so y'all can see these police right here? Nah. They in the middle of the street. And they're not gonna move their bike. They're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. They're like, sir, pull over. Alright, we're at Kensington and Allegheny, ladies and gentlemen. We got Esperanza Healthcare Center on my left-hand side. This was a Wells Fargo bank. But guess what? Up top, it says the Kensington Trust Company engraved into the building. Now, I saw the photo of this corner back in the day. We're crossing over Kensington Ave. Remember, if we go right, that's pretty much the epicenter. I saw a photo of that corner, like, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. And it was a beautiful photo because it showed Kensington and Allegheny without the train tracks up top. Before the train tracks were there. So it must have been from the 30s, 40s or something. Let's make this right on Jasper. It must have been from like the 30s or 40s or something, because, or I don't know, 20s. I'm not sure exactly when they built it. I could probably Google it. I should have probably Googled it to enlighten you guys some, but it's cool. Yeah. So I saw the photo. It was like a black and white. The streets, there weren't that many cars parked up. And as a matter of fact, to put a time on year, there was a lot of Ford Model T 100s and all of that. Those old, the all black mafia cars were passing Helen Grocery on my right hand side. Now we're passing Lippincott. Yeah, so I think that'll probably give you guys an idea if those T model cars were around. It was probably like in the 30s or in the 40s. When did they make the Market Frankford line train station? Good question. We got camera on my left hand side. There's a police camera. We got a building for sale on my left hand side. 2 street, 2 property development site. We're at Jasper and Clearfield. There's some no outlet in front of us. We're passing Stoughton. Alright guys, so breaking news. After doing a little bit of research, I contacted my secretary via telekinetic powers. And we got an actual timeline on when they opened up the Market Frankford line. The line was dedicated on November 4th, 1922, and opened for service on November 5th. Trains from 69th Street alternated between the Frankford and Ferry Line terminals. Total expenditures by the city for the Frankfurt L, with its track substations, equipment, and certain rolling stock, was $15,604,000. Let me see if I say that number right. $15,604,000 on December 31st, 1929. So that goes to show you, so 1920s, 1930s. So if that photo that I saw before the Market Frankford line was, it had to be in the early 1900s. Probably 1910, 1915 or something, 1912. Yeah, 1915, yeah. So it was probably like 1901, 1902, 1903 or something. But I don't know, I know it's a beautiful photo. I have a Philadelphia book. It's a Philadelphia book. It shows a lot of, alright, so we're next to McPherson Square. We're gonna make this left-hand turn. We're gonna go, then we got a cop camera right here on Indiana on my left-hand side. So there's a cop camera out there. There's an eye in the sky. I'm sure the cops see this. They see this with their cop camera, but they don't pay no attention to it. So I got a book, a Philadelphia hardback book. It has a lot of pictures, tons of pictures, and it shows different areas of Philadelphia back in the day. I don't remember where I got it. We're on E in Indiana. We got a female on my left-hand side with an orange shirt. She got a beautiful little dog, a little pudgy dog. I hear church preaching. Who is preaching? Let me roll down the window. Oh, on my right-hand side next to McPherson Square. Listen. You hear that? So, I've told you guys this in other tours that Pentecostals, which is part of the Christian faith, Pentecostals tend to open up shop in some of the most roughest corners. When I mean open up shop is, they'll bring a little boombox, a little PA system, they'll set up chairs, and they'll hold a ceremony like a mass. I'm gonna make this left hand turn Aurora. They'll hold a ceremony on, it could be a drug corner, it could be a corner where shootings just happened, and it could be right there next to McPherson Square where everybody's shooting up, and they'll pray for the park, and they'll pray for the people out there, and they'll pray for anybody who wants to come up and receive a prayer, they'll pray. So that's what you heard. They had, you know, a dozen or so benches out there. They had some people that were attending Friday night church mass, and she had a PA system, and she was preaching in Spanish. And make note, to my knowledge, Pentecostals, they don't skip a day when it comes to church. Like the OGs, the people who are dedicated to the faith, they go anywhere from 5 to several days a week. You know how Catholic faith, they'll go just on Sundays, and some other churches, they'll go on, like, you know, certain days of the week. To my knowledge, Pentecostals, they go 7 days a week. So that's some interesting facts right there. We're 2900 Block of Harville. Let me make a left on Harville so y'all can see Harville. They got speed bumps right here in the middle of the street. Looks like they just installed these recently. Relatively new speed bumps. We got a cat on my right hand side. Is that a cat or is that a statue? On my right hand side on the step. Wow, that cat looks so professional. It looked like a statue. It looks nice. It looks, she looks like it was pregnant too. It has a swollen belly. Got garages on my left. Some dudes working on his vehicle. The most gratifying feeling for a man who's a grease monkey who works on their own vehicles is when they fix something and you save yourself a ton of money, because you know you take your vehicle to the shop and they charge you for the labor. Not only do they charge you for the part, and I swear they put a couple more dollars on the part so they can make, you know, the middleman fee. We're on Harville, Indiana, but they charge you for the labor. So if, you know, you can buy the part yourself and install it, whoa, car coming. You can save yourself so much money. And I'll be one to tell you that I feel gratified when I fix a vehicle and I do the hard work myself. Oh, look at these two holding hands. They just came from Needle Park. Look at, she pulled her. She looks like she has some, like, back in the day what they would call thigh highs. Thigh high. She has some thigh high shorts on. Yeah. And he had the Chucky hairdo. He had like red spiky hair. He wasn't even paying attention behind him. On my left hand side, we have an abandoned home. We got some scrap trucks on my left hand side, the money makers. In the hood, those are the money makers. They make money out of nothing, out of trash. Literally, your trash. Any metal items you have, they'll recycle them. And they make money because they take it to the scrap yard and they weigh the metal by the scale. They'll put your whole truck on the scale. You'll weigh in with all the scrap metal. Oop, we're on Clearfield. There's a car speeding. Sheesh. Another one. Hold on. Let me be careful because these cars come like they don't see headlights. And they, like, you know, I have my headlights on, so they should see headlights and at least yield. They don't bother yielding. They just keep going. So, yeah. Let's pass. We're passing E Street. We're on E in Clearfield. Traveling eastbound via motor vehicle. Because a motor vehicle, I'm able to see a lot more within the hour. I did walking tours, and within an hour, I can't cover a whole neighborhood the way I can cover it in a car. I got walking tours on my channel. So if you're new to the channel, you want to see me walking through some neighborhoods, including this neighborhood, even riding scooters, riding bicycle. I got different modes of transportation. But the most effective one when it comes to capturing square miles, it's a motor vehicle. I can see more. If I'm walking from this corner to the next corner to the next corner to the next corner, yeah, you can see some things up close. Yo, he just picked something up from the ground. Yeah, you can see some things up close, but by the time I get to the next or to the third or to the fourth block, the dynamic of the block changes. You understand? I can get 3 blocks away and I might have missed something. But on the same note, in a vehicle, in a motor vehicle, in a car, I can get to the 3rd block so quickly that I pass the 2nd block and something just happened in the 2nd block. So I mean, it's like a pro and a con. You know, there's good and there's bad in like doing it in a motor vehicle. But I like motor vehicles because it's uniform. And when I started out this little series about 4 years ago, I started it in a motor vehicle. I used to drive around in silence, and I used to have the camera mounted onto my roof. I've did the Kensington neighborhood plenty of times. Look at the cops right here in front of us. Whoop, 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 scooty, whoop, whoop, whoop. So I did this neighborhood before, silent, without narration. I put the camera on the roof, and that was it, guys. And I just drove around, and people used to look at me like I was crazy, like I was the hood Google Earth. Because you know how Google Earth pretty much does this, but they do it with still imagery. They drive around to capture the layout of the city, and you could go on your computer right now, or if you have a cell phone, go to Google Earth, right? And then type your address. Or better yet, just type your address, wherever you live at. Let's say you live in Amencia Ave, 3101, Florida, Jacksonville, whatever. I don't know, I just made up a whole BS address. We're crossing over Kensington Ave on Clearfield. And right, type your address and then click it. It'll give you Street View. Street View allows you to buffer and to walk around your neighborhood without having to walk around. We got cameras on my left hand side on the pole. So as you can hear from what I'm mentioning, there's cameras strategically placed all throughout Kensington. What those cameras are doing beats me. It surely ain't stopping this. I mean, unless they're doing some extreme stakeout, you know what I mean? I don't know what exactly they are doing, but yeah. It is incredible. I'm telling you, cameras everywhere. You would think that, you know, it would like funnel out what's happening, but it ain't funneling nothing out. It seems like it's getting greater and greater and greater. What this is doing is this is driving away original residents, like the people who don't utilize drugs. There's a lot of people in this neighborhood that are drug free. A lot of those users you see in other videos, they're not from Philly. It might be a small portion of them from Philly out of 100%. It might be like 35%, you know, from Philadelphia, right? We're on Clearfield, Ruth. No, actually, we're on my bad, Ruth and Orleans. We got Orleans Grocery on my left-hand side. So you might have 30 to 35%, maybe 40% or so, they're users from this area. The rest, they come from outskirts. They come from other counties, Bucks County, Montgomery County. They come from other states, Delaware, Baltimore, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. And I won't be surprised if they come from the West Coast and from the center of the United States. And they utilize the substances. So what that's doing is that's working down property value, and the original residents are tired of seeing it. Who wants to wake up next to people, leaning like zombies in front of your children every day? No. You can't control it. The police can't police it, or they're choosing not to police it. They're not doing anything about it for whatever reason. Only they know. We're on Monmouth and Ruth. And what happens? Houses start getting put up for sale at a remarkably dirt low cost, because you can't charge $300,000 for a home that's in a dilapidated neighborhood with fiends everywhere. Excuse my figurative speech. You know what I mean? We're on Ruth and Cambria. I'm going to travel southbound. We're traveling southbound on Ruth. There was a whole bunch of tents on my right hand side too, and I see 2 tents out of the several that I saw there. There was probably like 10, 11 of them. But so they're working on the property values, right? The original residents moved. They moved to Florida. They moved to a more beautiful place than what they see here. To them, anything is better than here, right? They sell for dirt cheap, $25,000 for the home, $15,000 for the home, $40,000 for the home, free car wash, right? They'll sell for cheap, right? And then investors will come in 3 or 4 years later. Some people call this real estate fraud. That's what some people call it. The cameras on my right hand side, right up top on roof. It's almost like we're living in like China, because China got cameras on every corner. You come to Kensington, it's almost like China, because every corner there's cameras. What are those cameras watching? I don't know, bro. Maybe y'all should write a letter to the city and say, what's up with all those cameras everywhere, yo? But we're gonna come out right here. We're on Somerset. Yeah, we're on Somerset. Ruth and Somerset. We're gonna cross over and we're gonna go through the Rocky Block. The Rocky Block is Tuscaloosa. So, right? They worked on the property values. Now, 3 to 5 years later, when this neighborhood, a lot of the original residents fled, mind you, they were probably living here for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? Once they fled, investors are gonna come in, buy out all these properties for dirt cheap. Then they're gonna clean up the neighborhood. Then they're gonna open up cafes, boutiques, bars, restaurants. They're gonna rehabilitate it like they did with East Kensington, like they did with West Kensington, like they did with Old Kensington. We got a whole little group out here hanging out on my left-hand side. And they're gonna sit there and revitalize the community. And then you're gonna see all these hipsters. Look at this, is the Rocky Block. The Rocky Block is popping like bacon in a pan. You're gonna see all these, dude got a shopping cart. Yeah, I think dude got a shopping cart. You see, imagine if you lived on this block and this is all you seen every day, all day. People stopping by to buy some drugs. Stopping by to buy drugs. You got lookouts. You got people looking out. You know, you wouldn't feel safe on your own block, because if you decide to say something, then they'll say something to you. Look at this dude on my left jumping around. Whatever he's on got him doing the dance. Got him doing the Dougie. All right, let's make this left-hand turn on Kensington Avenue. Yeah, he's over here dancing. He about to run into the car, seriously. Let's make this left. I'm sorry, guys, I got traffic. So the investors come in, they buy, then they make this neighborhood a sought-after neighborhood. Then in 10, 15, 20 years, when I'm in my 40s, close to 50s, this will be a whole different neighborhood. Yep. Pretty much like what they're doing to Northern Liberties, you know, what they're doing to Point Breeze, what they're doing to Gray's Ferry, what they did to Queens Village. That's the name of the game, guys. That's the name of the game. Right now, we're exiting the North Kensington Hood. This is where we entered from. We just exited. Right now, on my right-hand side, you got West Kensington, a separate neighborhood. There's been a lot of gentrification taking place there within the last 10 years. On my left-hand side is East Kensington. within the last 20 years, tons and tons of gentrification. The left side is a lot, I would say, more modern than the right side of where we're at. But what connects all these neighborhoods is the L above us, is the train. And somebody once said, they said, Toon, they need to get rid of that ugly subway up top. It things like a plague. They believe that the subway is what's making the neighborhood bad. No, it's not the subway. Before, if you came here in the 70s, 60s, it wasn't that bad. The subway, you know what I mean? I wasn't alive, but then again, you know, in the 90s, I mean, the subway brings a little bit of, you know, a little bit of people hanging out on there. But what y'all see now, that started 5 to several years ago. You know what I mean? But the this isn't even the sub. This is the train. The subway goes underground. This is the above ground train. It's the Market Frankford line. The subway is the Broad Street line. But yeah, guys, like, I mean, I could keep going on and on and on like the Energizer Bunny. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we just reached our 1 hour mark. We're traveling southbound on Kensington Avenue, and in about a block, Kensington Avenue ends. It ends over here in the West Kensington on my right, East Kensington on my left neighborhood, and northbound, it ends in the Frankford neighborhood. Once you get to Kensington and Frankford, you cut in an angle, just like we're about to cut in an angle right here, and it ends. So Kensington Ave only spans a couple blocks, maybe 25, 35 blocks total. I don't know, I haven't calculated on the map. Right now we're on Front Street, but look above. You still see a blue line train, because the blue line train kind of zigzags through, you know what I mean? But on my right, you got West Kensington. On my left, you got East Kensington. On my right, you got the Kensington Library branch. This used to be a once thriving shopping strip. I did a walking tour through here, a few driving tours here. I explained what this area used to be. You got Kensington Library branch on my right-hand side. But that's it, guys. So this is what Kensington looks like on a Friday. What does Kensington look like on a Friday? Y'all just saw it. Show some love, comment in the comment section, share your thoughts, share your knowledge. If you want to help this channel grow, share the video. It doesn't matter if people watch it. Just because you click the share, it helps. That little arrow that's turning below the video, you see next to the thumbs up button, there's a little arrow. That arrow is a share arrow. Click it, then a URL, a link's gonna pop up. Copy and paste that link. Paste it on a social network, paste it on a text, send it on a group text, text it to everybody, spam it, write it on a napkin, knock on your neighbor's door, play knock knock zoom zoom, leave the URL there. They come out, they may look at it and say, nah, that ain't gonna work because YouTube not gonna calculate that. But still, it's just a thought that counts, you know what I mean? Tell a friend, to tell a neighbor, to tell a dog, to tell a cat, to tell a squirrel, to tell a roach, to tell a rat, to tell a chicken, to tell a turkey. Holla at your boy and watch some Toon 215. You know? Toon 215 once a day, or keep the doctor away. This is your homeboy, Toon Dollars. Toon be chillin'. Mr. Toonicalifragilistic Expialidocious. And I'm tuning out. Oh snap, them windows were super duper foggy. Have a blessed day, y'all.